No.
That's fabulous. Good for Jake.
Well, that's the sound of plasma coolant or whatever leaking into space.
There's no sound in space!
We have to do a manual override of the manifolds.
Reed
Or something.
did another dookie in his pants.
Dude, Reed wants to die so badly. Someone's
He's like, leave
is there
me,
really,
it's fine.
There's nobody there that can,
there is no one who will love me. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
no one's going to ever love him, and he knows it now officially.
Trip was the answer.
So, he might have had the right idea.
Well, I mean, he could still be getting with Trip, because they wouldn't marry and
they wouldn't
have
have
babies,
offspring,
but they
so.
could totally fuck around, play a little hide the sausage, if you know what I mean.
Reed doesn't want to do that. I mean, Trip
I
doesn't
don't
want to
know.
do that either.
Oh, Trip probably doesn't. Reed is a maybe.
No one likes Reed.
I like Reed.
I enjoy Reed.
No one on the ship likes
I like that
Reed.
he likes pineapple cake.
I will say that, alright, wait, no, I'll save it. Because it's actually important to the show.
Level 6.
Let me I'm gonna write a word really quick.
Alright, level 4 then.
Level 4?
Level 6.
These are weird. Anyway, let's start this freaking show. So, hello.
Hi.
Welcome to yet another Star to Steer Her By. It's your favorite Star Trek watching podcast, and I'm so sorry that we're slowly delivering you Enterprise, but it's going to be over very soon, I promise.
Not soon enough.
So right now, we here at A Star to Steer Her By are doing the next episode, 352.
Woo.
Wow.
Woo.
352, huh?
352. It's a big one. It's a good one. It's going to be a good episode. Jake's asleep, that's fine. But I'm Ames, and I'm awake.
I'm Caitlin, and I'm sort of awake.
Jake?
I'm Chris, and I don't know, I'm just contemplating if I'm going to have ice cream when I go home.
Ooh, what kind of ice cream you got?
Chocolate peanut butter.
Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
But I also have ding-dongs.
Oh.
It's like, ooh, what do I
Why
want?
not do a
Frozen
big
ding-dongs?
bowl of ice cream, throw some crunch up cut up some
Treat it like a
ding-dongs,
banana
put it in
split,
there.
but the ding dong is the banana.
Oh.
Yeah, that would
that's
probably make me ill.
No, but it's delicious.
True.
It does sound good. Anyway, we have 2 episodes to discuss this week, as we are wont to do. We'll see how these turn out, because at least they're moving the plot forward. Great.
Took them long enough.
I like that all of a sudden this is a serialized show.
Very serialized.
For this season, and then next season
Like-
they're just gonna have a bunch of 3 and 4 parters. Randomly.
Well, this is did seasons 1 and 2, they were almost pretending it wasn't even the same show. And now they're you are going to watch the last time on Star Trek Enterprise intro, and then you're going to listen to our terrible theme song.
Hooray!
Oh, that's the end credits.
I actually kind of like the end credits.
The end credits are alright.
It's not bad.
Yeah, without if they just struck the
I don't
electric
even
guitar.
mind the guitar.
Anyway, what did we actually see this week?
Oh, we saw 2 episodes this week. We saw The Forgotten and E to the Power of 2.
Yeah, why? Do you know why?
Because
I don't know why.
There's 2 Enterprises.
Oh.
Whoa, spoilers, Chris. We gotta talk about The Forgotten
Multiplied.
first. Let's talk about The Forgotten first, because I wrote up a thing.
That's probably why. You're probably right.
Something with Einstein?
I don't know.
Oh, cool.
E equals MC
Hammer?
hammer.
So first, let's talk The Forgotten first. I have a synopsis with a treat for you guys. Here we are,
Treat.
flying around in space. We make our rendezvous with Degra and Jannar, because all the piracy we did last week. And Archer spends most of the episode trying to prove to these guys that everything he's said to them is true. Hey,
Except for all those lies before.
we have these dead reptilians from Detroit. Yeah, but they could have been any reptilians. We have the bioweapon prototype that they were building. Yeah, but you could have gotten that in the present. Well, we have this footage of Spear Builder that we tortured. Weird flex, Archer. And what does that prove
Have
exactly?
you guys heard of waterboarding? It's great.
We have all this data from inside the spheres. Yeah, again, cool, but that proves nothing. Geez, wow. Does anything impress these Xindis? And here's
That don't impress me much.
the thing I wrote up for you guys, and Jake picked up on it already. Okay, so you time travel. That don't impress me, John. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So you got the ship, but have you got the con? Don't get me wrong, it's a bad circumstance, but that won't get us out of the Delphic expanse. Wee. That don't impress me, John.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm sorry I blew
Eat
up
your
your
fucking heart out
thing.
tonight.
No, you knew it. It was perfect.
So, I have to admit, I have no fucking clue what song you're parodying, so had you told me that was an
What?
original,
You've never
I
heard-
would have believed you.
You've
Oh,
never heard That Don't
wow.
Impress Me Much by Shania Twain?
No.
Well, we'll play it. We'll link it on the Facebook. Chris will find it later. The music video is
There's
ridiculous.
that part where she's like, okay, so you're Brad Pitt. That don't impress me. You've never heard this song?
It's a very famous song.
I'm sure it
You're
is.
one
and
of
I-
those guys.
I
who likes to
possibly
shine his
heard it, but
machine,
forgot.
makes me
It's
take
not
off my
familiar.
shoes
We've
before
got to
he
bring
lets me
Chris to a
in.
PWHL Boston game because that's the song they play when the away team scores.
Oh,
and they're like, "Oh, so you scored a goal?
damn.
That don't impress me much."
That's cute.
Go Boston. Anyway, that all aside, and thank you for enjoying that with me. It's also wowzers. A top-level priority that Tripp drop absolutely everything to write a condolence letter for Jane Taylor's parents.
Fuck you, John.
Right fucking now. Even though they're not gonna get this letter for months to years to maybe fucking never. But, you know, John's got a John.
Okay, but like maybe Archer knew that it was going to help Tripp unlock some of his...
He needs to fix the ship. The ship is very broken.
That's assuming John has empathy, which I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
Ames, Tripp is a ship that's broken.
I love that. Anyway.
Someone's got to plug up his holes.
Okay, I less like that, yes.
Oh,
Anyway,
well.
thinking about writing this condolence letter keeps reminding him of his sister's death, and he goes back to being rage Trip. Whenever there's a Xindi in the room, super pout.
Well, in his defense, I mean...
Yeah, but Archer's
if the
clearly
guy that
doing a
was-
thing here.
Yeah, but if the guy who, like, made a bomb that killed your family was standing in front of you, you think you might be like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, you think fucking nerve pinch Trip out so they can stop
yeah.
screaming.
I think, like,
at this man.
I'm gonna make myself scarce while
I
the
gotta-
Xindis are
No,
here.
I gotta tell you, I think probably it helped. I think playing on Degra's deep, intense guilt that was already there. Like, he even says, I never thought I'd have to come face to face with someone affected. I think it
I
was
thought they'd all be
brilliant.
dead.
I thought it was a brilliant move for Tripp to do that. I mean, I'm not saying that anyone planned it.
Yeah, let's not give John credit.
Yeah, I think Archer should have sludged Trip.
Well, I'm just saying, I think all it did
They
was
should
help
have
the cause.
just
'cause
like,
it-
Trip, go away. We'll send in Peter Griffin.
Don't you have condolence letters to write? Get lost. Anyway, there's also this other thing, kind of like plasma fire leaking into space, etc., that Trip and Reed have to go outside and fix. So they do.
It's in the exact same place where the Romulan mine was.
And Reed's leg is okay this time, but his other parts, need caring for, and that's that.
Every time Reed goes outside, he just
Has a bad
Seriously,
time.
he should
bad time
stop
and
doing
shits his pants.
Every move he takes, every step
Every
he
bowel
makes,
movement he takes.
Hey!
every shit he makes.
But guys, gasp! A Xindi reptilian ship!
Oh
Quick!
God.
Quick, Degra! Help us kill your own kind! And he does!
Yeah, Degra's down with it.
Wow, holy crap. Even though Archer, told him about the memory wipe thing.
Yeah.
And
that
Degra's still
quite
cool.
Quite the little hand wave there.
Dag. I wonder how that conversation went.
I
because
think everybody
wowzers.
would but it obviously was handled off screen because the writers couldn't find their way out of that one.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, so anyway, so they blow up that Xindi reptilian ship. Degra's like, well, I guess I'm with you now. How about you go tell the Xindi Council your story and see what happens? I'm gonna go off and run some errands, apparently. But you can go through this space tunnel thing, and that'll be an adventure for next episode. See you then. Bye.
This whole thing with the fucking, plasma bypass whatever MacGuffin being on the outside only is such Galaxy Quest fucking architecture. That is the epitome of that scene with the Mashers, where she's like, why is it like this? Because the show did it. Because the show needed it to. Why would you make your fucking bypass module only accessible via spacewalk?
Some of the ship is still not accessible?
See, had they just said that, that would have been fine. Okay. Full honesty, maybe they did say that. I am at the point with this fucking show where I am paying like the bare minimum required attention to pick up the story. You'll notice there's been way less, oh, look at this weird little random tiny fucking thing I noticed, because I'm just struggling to not glaze over.
Oh,
but if they didn't say that...
Enterprise has done it.
If they didn't say that, then it's just Galaxy Quest architecture.
My question is, what was the narrative purpose of the fire this episode? Because it didn't really...
Yeah, because you'd expect it to be... Degra offers to help.
Yep.
That Trip gets up on his high horsey, and Horsey's around, and says, No, you've done enough. I'm going to fix this because I don't trust you.
Well, I think...
And you'd think it would be then the Xindi, when Reed is injured and incapacitated, Degra does it.
Yeah, that's
But
what
that's
I
not what
thought
happens.
was going to happen. But nope.
Yeah.
Well, but then isn't it later on where they get the, like, fuel injector coils or some shit, and Trip's like,
Power cell.
you forgive me if I don't want the power roll! I think it was just meant to be, like, a leveling up of his...
Well, yeah, but,
I'm
but
not
the
saying
whole
it's a good
sequence
reason.
was
the
pointless.
fire...
It looked cool.
Yeah, it looked fine. But, like,
thought it
there's
looked
a lot
cool.
of stupid shit about the fire, because...
So much.
So not only you have the fire going on...
It should have burned out immediately if it were decompressed.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's not. It's a plasma fire.
But here's the thing. If you remember
What does
back
that
to
even fucking
TNG
mean?
disaster...
I don't know, and neither do the
That's
writers.
how they put out the plasma fire in the cargo bay, was by... Decompressing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I think, here's my explanation.
Oh.
In-world explanation. It's not a plasma fire, it's a ruptured plasma conduit that is constantly spewing a stream of plasma.
That's actually what I thought it was. I thought they were just calling it a plasma fire, like, as a shorthand.
Maybe they're just dumbing it down for the audience.
Yeah, well, whatever. They dumped it down for themselves because they're dumb.
Oh.
Also, they're now
see
just
that.
out of warp plasma. Either it was burning off or spewing into space very rapidly.
Well, they got a lot.
Well, but I was gonna say they stopped it, so like...
It took them a while.
well, yeah,
D-
but it was
Dagra,
still
though,
going, is
so-
what I
so
mean.
they're
they could be
saying
totally tapped.
If we don't put out the fire in the next 5 minutes, the ship will explode.
6 minutes, actually.
Whatever.
Get it right.
Some number of minutes. And yet Dagra is calmly standing on the bridge of Enterprise while they're doing this. Like, I'd be like, okay, John, you know what? I'm going to let you handle the whole fire thing. I'm going to go back to my ship and get the fuck away from here. And I'll come back in, like, I don't know, 10 minutes?
See if you've exploded or not.
There was something very important this episode. Deeply important to the lore.
I feel like you're lying.
Travis
Oh.
must have a sidekick in Rostov.
Oh, I know, right?
Because he's also a practical joker, apparently.
I know.
Who introduced who to practical joking?
Well, I think, here's my theory, is that Rostov and Mayweather have been involved in a prolonged prank war.
I want this
Oh.
episode. I just want
Um,
that to be a whole episode of them just doing pranks, and it escalates out of control until Archer has to beat the both of them. Well, no, they can skip that. They can just, have a great time. It'll be a funny episode.
I just don't want John bringing his weird kinks into this show. It's bad enough.
Actually, that's what it is. The whole fucking plasma, whatever it was actually Rostov's next salvo in the prank war.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're
Dude,
taking it too far.
I endangered our lives. Prank! Fucking, it's early 2000s. Ashton Kutcher bursts out from somewhere with a camera.
You've been punked!
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, so and this whole, the girl that Trip keeps hallucinating.
Does it keep hallucinating, or is it just the one
He
time?
had one dream.
He had one dream.
I thought it was his Mako girlfriend at first, which is why I
That
thought
would've
it was
made
so
more-
important
that's the
for him
thing.
to be the one to write the letter. Like, I've never heard of this girl before.
John's
John
just
has.
trying to unload some work, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to always be the captain, regardless.
But why is it so important that it happened right now while we're in the middle of a lot of stuff?
John's an asshole.
He was an asshole about it too.
He was.
like, get it done.
Yeah, no. Like,
And
here's
make
the thing.
sure it, passes some kind of Bechdel test.
Like, not John, Trip, like, you're like, ooh, Trip, now's not the time, buddy. But, like, at least I get where he's coming from. Like, I get why he's mad. Unlike John, who's just, as you pointed out, since the beginning, just an angry man for, like, no reason ever. Trip, I'm like, okay, dude, you're trying to diplomacy, you need to put it away, but I understand why he's mad. Like, I understand his anger. I never understand John's.
But Trip has been kind of at the very least, able to put the anger aside to get stuff done for the past many episodes. Like, he started the season righteously angry, which made sense because his sister just died. And then he kind of started, he started doing the neuropressure with Nepal. He started getting sleep again. He started focusing on the stuff at hand. He started being less of a dick. And then suddenly it's, think about death, Trip. Look, Trip, death.
Yeah,
think about it.
I think it's because, like, suddenly the guy who led the design of the weapon is literally in the room, and I can see that. Like, it clearly, like, what they were getting at, and, again, had this been written better, it sort of been seeded earlier, but, like, he hasn't really dealt with his feelings so much as ignored them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so Degra showing up and having to kind of, like, look at the literal guy it's like, I actually have to deal. And I will say, like, for all that the writing is all over the fucking place, I thought Connor Trenier did a good job with his breakdown.
I think he's always written well.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
he does good.
the episodes might be, like, written poorly, but I feel like, at least where Trip is concerned, they usually nail it.
Yeah, but I thought he did a good job. I was like, don't make me feel something in the middle of this episode.
Yeah, I think Trip is the character that they kind of know who he is so that they can write him. Like, they have no idea who the fuck Mayweather is.
Oh, clearly.
John, they've just made a monster, and that's easy to write for, at least.
True.
T'Pol can be good. I usually like T'Pol. I still don't know how I feel about the addiction angle they went with.
Yeah, this new plot is weird.
It just seems totally uncharacteristic. Weird. I mean, again, like, I think as someone who, like, arguably underwent, like, sort of
a traumatic
violating trauma type shit that it's
not
like out of the
what
question.
The writers were going for.
No, of course not. And the other thing that's stupid is it's like, dude, we're endangering the entire crew's lives by not having this shit on the hull so that you don't have to go through the shit with the trellium or whatever.
We should
what
be getting rocked by
you
more
doing?
anomalies.
Mm-hmm.
We should be getting angry at T'Pol for being such a
Vulcan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you be susceptible to
She's out of her
Trellium
Vulcan mind. What
Well,
can you
no,
do?
but I just mean, like, I just don't even understand, like, I don't understand thinking, like, I have this horrible reaction to this shit. Time to start shooting it into my neck.
That's true. It'd be like finding out a peanut allergy and going to visit the Skippy factory.
Well, she still also has whatever the
the
disease.
What's a disease from the mind?
From the mind
stigma
meld.
disease.
The AIDS stand-in.
Yeah, she has.
Can't remember what it was called.
Vulcan brain AIDS. So, that could
I know
be
it's not
affecting
funny,
her
but
judgments.
just saying Vulcan brain AIDS, like,
Because
it sounds too much like mayonnaise.
I mean, the thing
Vulcan
is,
mayonnaise.
while they never said it, that's literally what the episode was, and the absurdity of that is actually fairly comical.
So maybe that's affecting her judgment too. Who knows?
Yeah. If this was a better written show, we'd have a clearer idea.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I thought that just having a rando that we've never seen before being the character that Trip's all hung up on dying
It just seems lazy.
That's true. We still haven't had, like, a character whom we know die.
It could have been.
Way.
They could have used Cutler, because that's at least somebody that we've seen.
Hadn't her
before.
actor actually passed by this point?
I think she
All the better then. It could have been.
Well, then they couldn't have had the dream sequence.
All the better then.
All the better then.
That's true.
Because that was, I mean, I personally, I know you hate a dream sequence.
I do hate a dream sequence.
And this one was so bad. Like, it was really just like...
Look, Trip, guilt.
And he
Look,
basically...
audience, guilt.
He basically has the same discussion later with T'Pol, but, like, because he's not talking to his own dream, it's not stupid.
I liked his conversation with T'Pol so much more than honestly, a lot of this episode, because both of them make very good points.
Yeah.
Of, like, I wish I were more like you Vulcans who don't have to feel these deaths. And then T'Pol's like, no, I wish I were like you humans who do feel the deaths because it fucking tears us up inside. We just can't show it, and it sucks.
Yeah, like, it's interesting. I was thinking about this because of that scene. Like, what this kind of drives home, and again, it's a shame this wasn't done in a better Star Trek, but, like, Vulcans and humanity basically both had to nearly destroy one another before they got their shit together. But whereas humanity sort of began to work to get over their failings, and they are
When did humanity and Vulcan almost destroy each other?
Humans almost destroyed each other in World War III.
Oh, themselves, you mean?
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
Sorry,
Yeah,
yes,
I was like, I don't remember this big Vulcan-human war.
No, each species in their history nearly destroyed themselves individually.
Yes, thank you. That clears that up.
And humanity is now, we're seeing the early days of, like, trying to be better, because, oh god, look what we nearly did. And the Vulcans were just like, look what we nearly did. Let's make it so we can never do that again. And in a way, I guess it's kind of like Trip kind of tried to do like the whole I'm going to ignore my emotions thing. And it boiled up now to him being like, I can't do that.
Well, they don't have a ship therapist or anything. The best they have is Phlox, who will prescribe you drugs and leeches.
And
I'm thinking about the other
Sex.
options we've
He'll
had.
also prescribe you
That's
sex.
true. He really does.
Yeah, but like
gross.
just thinking
what does
on
he
it,
really
like
do? Oh,
prescribe
prescribe
sex.
sex?
when you think about these ship's therapists we've actually had up to this point, like honestly, he's not that much worse off.
I mean, Guinan was still the best at it. But...
True, which he wasn't officially.
That's true.
They need a bartender. They need Dr. Bartender or Guinan.
Or Vic, evidently.
Or
Oh,
Vic.
dude, yeah, Vic is good.
Vic's pretty
Ring
good
a
too.
ding ding.
God, still some of my favorite. I love that episode. I know we're not talking about Deep Space Nine, unfortunately, but
We will
Yeah,
later.
we got some
I
later.
know, but Vic's not going to come up.
No, he won't. Thank God.
Vic. Yeah, so anywho, oh yeah, so do you think at the time this aired that fucking Stewie Griffin's cameo was as distracting as it is today?
I think a lot fewer people knew what he looked like.
I'm sorry, what?
Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah, he plays Ensign Rivers. He's the engineer that Trips is like, get some shit done, and then Trip has to be taken out of commission for a
Yeah,
while.
we'll see him a couple times more. He's the captain of the Orville, of course, now.
What a nerd.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't even notice.
It must have just been, I don't know how it came.
He had like 2 lines.
It
maybe
must have
one
been
line.
like
a favor.
a favor that Berman did for him or something.
When I was trying to remember, I think this might have been one of the periods where Family Guy was canceled.
2004?
Yeah, I can't remember if it was on the air at that point. So he might not have been busy.
I don't know. He loves Star Trek, so
Yes.
I just think it's very sweet.
Yeah, it's
And he's also, I didn't find it distracting at all. Like, you point at it now, it's like, oh, there he is, and he has like 1 line. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
He's a fine actor,
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it isn't like...
But it is like...
Sometimes we get these special guests who are so obviously not good actors, you know?
Yeah, it is just so weird, though, because like...
like
again,
when Scott Bakula's on the show.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
but like... Yeah, it is... nowadays, though, it is just kind of... Because at the time, I'm not sure I knew what he looked like. So I might not have realized, like, oh, that's
Yeah,
the
but
Family
now
Guy
that
guy.
he's a well-known public figure.
Yeah, and again, has literally been in his own Star Trek.
Which
Yeah.
which episode is he going to get a musical number in?
So yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely... Like, I knew he showed up, but I thought it wasn't until season 4, so... I was like, oh, fuck, he's been here the whole time.
Here he is.
I do like that Rostov is still kicking around though.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Playing Practical Japes.
a jokester.
Practical japes.
Oh, since when do we have a morgue that's apparently also taken no damage in any of these fights?
It's
Well,
the
we
most
never
secure
had any
area of
dead
the
people.
ship.
We never had any dead people till now, so...
They've actually just commandeered some of Chef's freezers, and he is pissed.
No,
Oh,
it's not
no.
even. They're probably just putting him in fucking the rooms of the deceased.
But
I
like,
mean,
yeah.
So did we only put reptilians in the morgue and everyone else got their sends off into space?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why we're hanging on to these reptilian bodies. I mean, I
in
guess
case
it's a
we
good,
need
it's-
proof that we caught them in the
I guess,
past.
yeah.
Phlox likes to lick them.
Actually,
Oh god, that's probably the truth.
actually, I say going back to Chef, we only saw them from like the waist up. He's actually been slowly just.
Making turtle soup out of them?
Yep.
Oh, God.
So they were like, "Look, when you show him the reptilians, do not remove the cloth." What do you think dinner was last night?
I do think the incredulity of the sloth man was starting to.
It's like, okay, yeah, so they're all covered in chronoton shit, but that doesn't
There
prove
could be
anything.
fake.
Here's the thing.
Come on, bro.
Aside from the chronoton shit, when he was definitely like, "Come on, dude." Everything up until that point, well, then again, like he's like, "Oh yes, you can travel through time." It's like,
Do it for me right now.
it's like, but you know that there are people who
Yeah,
can.
you're
like,
dealing with
you
people
have
who travel
access
through
to.
time.
So like John saying he has access to people who have time travel.
Wait, what do they know about the sphere builders? They know that they have info about the future, but
Well, at some point he did mention, maybe not in front of John, but to Degra, he did mention something about time travel being involved somewhere. So
Okay.
that's the thing. If he didn't know time travel was possible for certain,
Well,
like-
they know because they've been informed by her
yeah,
that the Federation is going to kill them in the future. So
That's
they
true,
must
yeah.
know that she at least has some time travel capability.
but they also live in like another dimension-ish
Yeah.
thing.
It's unclear how much they know about that. Like, because they don't. They clearly
That's true.
didn't-
That seemed to be a surprise to them in
Yeah.
this episode.
They didn't know that I don't think they knew that her people created the spheres, and I don't think they knew that what the spheres were for.
Right.
No,
and
that's
they've never
true.
seen
Well, I'm sure they
inside.
don't know what the spheres are for, because anybody, if you told them, yeah, we need to build these spheres so we can make your universe suit our
we're gonna
needs, would be like,
terraform
holy
your
shit, I'm not going to
universe
help you.
into
Stupid.
our
Well, they didn't-
shit universe.
They didn't build the spheres for them. The weapon they built was sphere shaped, but
No,
it's
no,
not.
no,
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 I'm
the-
saying the
the-
sphere
Oh.
builders are building the spheres so that they can change the universe.
Yeah.
They want to terraform.
And if you told somebody that
our
shit, you would
universe.
think that they would be like, wow, no, actually, let's not work together. That's terrible.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, I
Are
misunderstood.
the sphere
That's
builders
alright.
species 8472 from the same universe?
That's
They're not-
true. We have seen this with the 8472s take on other forms.
They're not cool enough to be 8472. These people suck. I hate them.
Because they made this season happen.
That and it's just lazy makeup and lazy just knockoff.
Yeah, they look too much like the fucking Sulaban already.
Well, it's like Sulaban and like humanoid form changelings had a baby, and again, they even like clearly want this character to evoke female changeling a little, and
A lot.
yeah, it's just so fucking lazy.
And it's also just this of this powerful being who's clearly dragging you along and has like ultimate power.
And introduced 3/4 of the way through the season,
yeah.
not even hinted at until then.
We saw these spheres. Come on. Clearly they were building to something.
So here's the thing then. Here's what I don't get.
Plenty.
So Shadow Daddy is the one that told Archer about the
Yeah,
Xindi.
yeah.
Okay.
He's he's in the temporal Cold War
With the Sulaban.
with he's like the Sulaban are his
Right, yeah.
his people.
He likes Sulaban.
He likes
His henchmen.
He occasionally likes Archer.
And we know that
Remind me which
Daniel-
episode Archer talked to Shape Daddy.
the
in.
first
the first
episode
episode of the season.
Shockwave or no,
Got
that
it,
was
okay.
I don't remember whatever.
All right,
it
thank
was.
you.
The first episode.
Because after that he talked to Daniels about shit.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
fucking
that
Daniels.
was he only talked to Daniels.
Carpenter Street.
Carpenter Street, and then
And
the other day.
Zaddy Prime?
Yeah.
Sure.
So like Daniels was a fucking no-show for half the season.
What a loser. Hate
But here's the
Daniels.
thing, what I don't understand though is that I'm not getting the impression that the Sphere Builders are part of the temporal Cold War. Like they're just doing their own thing.
They seem to be.
But I don't. But like they're not warring through time. They're just trying to invade. They're just doing
Basically,
an invasion.
their invasion is accidentally overlapping with the temporal Cold War because they're gonna wipe out the Federation.
It's too fucking complicated.
It is.
Wait, so we have two different things trying to wipe out the Federation?
Yeah.
in one. This is fucking
The
stupid.
temporal Cold War
Bless you.
is
Pleasure.
Sorry.
something between Daniels' people and the Sulaban Shadow Men.
I still maintain it's Braxton.
Well, in the future, they're fighting the Sphere Builders
But
in
the-
that
but
Zaddy
no, no,
Prime future.
That's a normal war.
That's not a time war.
Oh, that's a normal
That's
war.
just
That's
the
a war
Federation at war because that's not even as far in the future as Daniels.
Yeah,
time.
no, it's like
That's only like the 25th century or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're up to the Enterprise J then.
Yeah, so it's like not.
The pizza cutter.
It's not. So like that battle that we see in Azadi Prime, not even
normal war.
Not even in the temporal Cold War. That's just them fighting the Sphere Builders. So the Sphere Builders.
Why should they fight at all when they can go back in time and stop them from existing in the first place?
Who?
Anyone!
Well, because I don't think the Sphere Builders. I don't think the Sphere Builders are from the future. I think the Sphere Builders are from the present.
In a different
different
universe or
dimension.
something.
They just-
Wait,
Dimension,
so
yeah.
did they lie to the Xindi to say that the Federation... No, to say that the humans would destroy them?
Well, yeah, that was always a lie.
Well, yeah, but
But they knew who the humans were
they
and needed
know
them destroyed.
They know that the humans are going to destroy the Sphere Builders.
But that's in the future.
But that's in the future.
I can't. Fucking,
I-
I
here's
can't.
what I
My
think-
brain is leaking.
I-
God damn it.
I think that another faction, a yet unseen faction of the temporal Cold War,
The Xindi birds!
told the
Ooh.
Sphere Builders about. Like, I think the Sphere Builders are not time
There's
travelers.
another time daddy.
There's just another time daddy that's talking to them.
So
no,
many
it's
time daddies.
all fucking Sela. I'm telling you.
And I was gonna say it's the Red Angel, that bitch.
The point is, it's just too fucking complicated because we don't know who all the players are. It's very unclear how the sphere builders are connected to Daniels and how he's connected to the Shadow Daddy. We don't fucking know.
I miss Silic. Silic made sense.
They should have just had this be some fucking Suliban shit. But instead, no, we have this alternate
Yeah, especially
universe.
since the sphere builders look a lot like
Congratulations, Enterprise. You've gotten so dumb we missed the first season dumb thing we used to hate. Jesus, it's like when Sparta joined the alliance against Sparta.
We still hate Daniels, though.
Yeah, fuck that guy. That guy's such a prick.
Don't
You know, and
fuck
here's
Daniels.
another thing, like, fucking Daniels.
I hate
Alright, here's
Daniels.
why I hate Daniels. I'm gonna tell you one reason to hate...
He's here to deliver exposition all the time. And
Well, you
that's
know what
it.
he's not here to do? Actually help.
Yeah.
Because he spends last week being like, it is so important, John, that you convince the Xindi.
Don't suicide bomb this
You
thing.
gotta convince them to join you. You know what? What would really help convince them is if you showed up this week and said, "Hi, I'm from the motherfucking future. You want to come to the Enterprise J with me and look at some shit? Because I'm fucking Daniels. I'm from the future. Everything he's saying is true, and you gotta kill the sphere builders because they suck dicks."
Was it this episode or one of the last week episodes we covered that we learned that the Xindi Council also has this quantum dating MacGuffin?
Yes.
Oh my god, no wait, that's who Shadow Daddy is.
Who?
It's not Shadow Daddy at all.
Oh.
It's Shadow Mommy. Because you know who doesn't give a flying fuck about
Borg Queen.
about temporal anything if it works out for the best in the end? Janeway.
Yay!
For some stupid reason that makes no sense, all this stupidity has to happen.
It's gonna culminate in Prodigy, and this is the only way to save future Chakotay.
That would be wild.
Seriously, like it's all Janeway because otherwise Braxton wipes out everything. Because again, Braxton is just like, all right, you know what? I will keep the universe from existing if it keeps Janeway from existing. Because he's gone completely insane.
You know, what's gonna
I
happen
like this
is
show better.
we're gonna finally, like, because you know they went into that damaged sphere, but they're gonna find a sphere and they're gonna find a way into an undamaged sphere, and as soon as they get in, pan flutes. No.
Not-
Akuchi Moya flutes
Oh,
We're
wow.
gonna- we're gonna get-
Akuchi
From
Moya.
Tattoo?
from Tattoo.
Those guys are actually evil.
It's gonna be the Tattoo aliens.
The ones that gave those savages their culture?
Yes,
Sorry, those are not my words or feelings.
that's right. Those people that would have otherwise
Those white saviors.
didn't even know they had to wear clothes.
That's the thing. It wasn't even a before the temporal Cold War, there was the genetic Cold War when you had the chase aliens and the weird albino aliens spreading their seed all over the galaxy.
Spreading their seed.
Yeah, the sphere builders, stupid. I don't know, and I am starting to like
Degra?
Dagra.
Yeah, I agree. I like Degra. Like, I loved his moment of conundrum of, you want me to attack my own people? Excuse me?
But then he came around really quick.
Yeah,
But then he's like, oh god, but if they figure out I can talk with you, they'll kill me.
And also, I really hate the reptilians, let's be honest.
I mean, yeah. What I don't get so much about Dagra in
Is this fetch quest he sends Archer on?
well, yeah. Again, same thing with Daniels, right? So like Daniels could put this whole thing to bed in an instant because he's a fucking time traveler and he can bring people to different points in time. You know what else would have helped? If fucking Dagra was like, Archer, we need you to meet with the council. Why don't you come to my ship? We'll go there. We'll go to the council. Because here's the thing. If you show up at the council in your ship, it's going to get fucking attacked and probably destroyed.
Which
But
gets brought up, but is that in this or the next episode? I
Doesn't
can't
matter.
remember.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Well, it's the
It gets
segue
brought up.
It's the segue
but
between.
if you show up in my ship with me, they're not going to shoot at you. And then everything will be fucking fine. You know? No, just fucking, let's follow me. Just, you know, I'm not gonna even give you the GPS. I'm just gonna let you just follow me.
Oh god, it's like
I'll tow you. It'll be fine.
I was saying, it's like back in the day before everyone had GPS, where you had to like follow someone
Yeah.
somewhere. It's like, oh shit, their blinkers on. Go right, get ready, go right.
Oh no, there's traffic light, traffic light.
Oh shit, someone got in between us. Fuck.
David just
Fuck.
like prints out a map quest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't worry, I have the map quest directions right here.
God,
Oh,
this
there's
was
a detour today.
No,
this
no.
was that era still too. I didn't think the standalone TomToms existed quite yet.
Ooh.
Oh damn it! I
What a
spilled
life.
coffee on it. Oh, it's ruined.
Well, they might have existed, but they were still few and far between and quite expensive. Maybe.
I feel like some high-end cars had built-in GPSs.
Oh god, how quick were those obsolete? I wonder.
Oh, I feel like
They still
because
put 'em in
didn't like
cars.
Larry
I know, it's
David
so
have
weird.
it in his first car in the first season
Yeah, and they made a big joke
about like
how
how he couldn't figure out how to use it, and that
Yeah.
was what, like 2000.
early 2000s. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they were.
So they definitely existed, but they were terrible. And I remember my dad had a car that had one, not that early, but a little later, and you had to purchase the map upgrades.
that
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
Oh,
And
familiar.
they
no.
would like send you like a CD-ROM that you'd have to put
Right,
in the
right.
drive in the car, and like he never bought it because it was like hundreds of dollars for the map updates. So like, especially because he got this car in like I don't know 2005. You know what changed a lot around 2005?
Oh, Boston?
Boston's roads.
Yeah,
Oh,
big
no.
dig, big dig.
So like. A lot of the maps in his car were way out of date.
That
Whoopsie.
sucks.
I don't know. My favorite is that episode of It's Always Sunny where Charlie just makes recordings of directions for Frank and he has to play them in the car.
So that's a funny thing. There was a real product like that.
What?
It wasn't literally a
Was it
tape.
Charlie Day? I'd buy that.
I saw like a video of this, like somebody demonstrating it, but it was like a product from like the 60s or something.
Oh, wow.
That like I feel like it hooked into your odometer or something,
Amazing.
and
How?
it
It's
would
science.
like trigger playing. Like you would have to preload.
Oh, the odometer, because then it knows how far you've driven.
Yeah, it knows how far you've driven.
Holy
so like
shit.
it would know to press play after, such and such time, and then it would read you the next instruction.
I
That's
imagine
crazy.
that can go wrong really
Oh my
yeah.
god, so easy, but that's so cool.
I'm sure
What
that's
happens
why
if you
it
pull
never
over
took
for
off.
gas?
Right.
Mm.
Well, the odometer wouldn't be going.
Well, you'd have to go out of your way to get the gas.
I suppose you might.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know who else needs to pull over and get some gas? Is the
Yeah.
Enterprise. In E squared.
I would like to point out before you start
Yeah.
that the Paramount Plus app is so stupid and
Oh,
bad
yeah, accurate.
that it can't do superscript.
It's just E2?
It's E.
Or is it E caret 2?
E parentheses the word squared close parentheses.
Oh, okay. See, I imagine it would be E open HTML brackets soup
That
2 close HTML brackets / soup.
I am willing to bet that's what it was at first, and that's why they changed it. I never saw it like that, but I would
So
not be
here's the thing, though.
surprised.
I am like 99% sure there actually is a Unicode character for a.
There definitely
Yeah,
is.
it's the up carrot. You just do it's
But I mean, like a glyph, not even.
Yeah, no, they can't be fucking ass with that app.
Yeah.
They're the worst. I hate them. Sorry, go on.
Anyway, E to the power of 2. Anyway, we've made it to that subspace corridor that Degra told us about, and it's guarded by Covalens for some reason.
Sure.
These guys have nothing fucking better to do. Who fucking knows? But holy crap! Guys, we're getting a Starfleet signal! It's a bird! It's a plane! It's a frog! Nope, not bird, nor plane, nor even frog! It's obviously a copy of the Enterprise that went back in time 117 years because they went through the corridor with an alternate version of Odo in the microwave, ready to retry his hand at Children of Time. Tinfoil hat off. Anyway, so we meet up with Lorian, who's T'Pol and Trip's kid in the future past the time wibbly-wobbliness. And also Karen Archer, who's Archer's great-granddaughter, apparently. Because evidently all this True has had time for in, 117 years has been producing more and more progeny.
Except Reed.
Exactly. And like half the ship is Phloxes, and yikes.
Oh, I loved that detail. I was like,
Why?
because Phlox fucks. That's all he does. All Phlox does is fuck and watch
Yes.
people fuck and what people fuck his wife.
Finally been given
All he
permission to
does,
just
it's
have offspring.
Just
He's
fucking
the
spread it
fuckster.
around. Damn.
Sorry. To answer your question, or to answer the question, and maybe this.
The superscript question?
Yeah. So you don't actually need any markup or anything because there is a Unicode character for superscript 2. It's Unicode B2. You listening, Paramount? So you just take like Alt 00 B2. I don't know how it works with hex characters, but whatever.
I just open character map and copy paste.
Yeah, you can just open
I do
character
that
map.
all the fucking time.
You don't even need support to support fucking markup. You just need to be able to type Unicode characters.
You just need to be able to use your fucking brain.
You guys
Like
are
2
nerds.
seconds.
You should figure this out. Back to E squared. Half dozen little floxes, blah, blah, blah. So Lorien tells us that they have a plan to enhance this Enterprise. Let's call it Enterprise Prime. To do something or other. And old-ass saggy tits T'Pol is still walking around.
Oh my god!
That was
I
unexpected.
mean, unless she's hanging out in Mayweather's secret spot, gravity is going to have its way.
The secret spot. I wonder
Guys,
if that
my
still
god!
works.
This poor woman.
So she's still around, and she tells Archer that this plan has a very, very slight chance of failure. So here's an even crazier plan. Same old T'Pol. Meanwhile, our trip and T'Pol are spatting like old lovers, which they are, about how funny it is that, an alternate version of them got married. And T'Pol's like, mustn't show emotions that I've been feeling since I turned into a junkie. Shut up! And that's their conversation.
Ew, you're so gross. I, wouldn't marry you if you were the last man on the fucking ship.
Seriously, the whole conversation is very teenager. Both of them.
Do you like me? Check yes, check no.
He's like, I knew you liked me. I don't like you. It's 13-year-old. It's barely teenager.
It's adorable, though.
Okay, no.
I love them. I don't care.
I do fucking love them.
But
boy, they can't write for them.
Oh, yeah, but they can't write for anybody, so,
But they
it's
act that out very well.
I just really like them together. I just like them.
Smash the dollies
They're so
together.
pretty. I just
Love
want to
it.
watch them fuck. I'm sorry. I'm only human.
All right, Phlox.
Wow.
Here's the thing. The only thing about Phlox is that I would fuck him.
I like that. I do
Why?
Like the
I don't know.
the
He probably
idea
does all
that-
kinds of weird shit. I'm just saying, if his hands and his face look like that, what's the dick look like? I want to find out.
This looks like his toenails.
Ugh!
Oh no, it's got a nail.
Why'd you have to ruin this for me?
It opens up.
Okay, let's
just like-
Anyway,
stopping
his
that.
penis
Okay,
emerges.
next-
Stopping that.
Ah.
Like the alien in the alien's mouth.
Okay, that I kind of like. That's pretty good. Anyway, almost halfway through the synopsis. We got a little bit to go.
Sorry, Ames, go on.
Archer and Lorien are also fighting, but not like old lovers, over both of their stupid plans until the other Enterprise, let's call it Enterprise Paramount Plus. Because, it's jankier than Prime.
Hey.
They decide, let's straight up steal some pieces from that Enterprise Prime, so they won't be able to
They
go
learned
through
from watching them, to be fair.
Yeah,
Right?
yep.
I mean,
so they won't be able to go through the corridor and ruin everything.
remember that story Grandpa Archer always told us about ripping off those warp coils from those
Piracy is
stupid
fun.
assholes? Let's do it.
If you don't like Enterprise Prime or Enterprise Paramount Plus, you can be a pirate. Anyway, Archer. What?
Enterprise Prime or Enterprise Paramount Plus?
Yes.
You just catching on to that?
I'm missing this whole joke.
It's the joke because it's jankier than Prime.
I get it now. I was so silly.
Yeah, it gets sillier because when I type up notes, sometimes the in jokes take over.
When I type up notes, it's usually after I've had about 6 drinks, and it just goes.
Not me, no.
No, I know.
It's usually after I've listened to some Shania Twain. Anyway, back to this. Archer, who's really embracing the pirate thing, steals some of Paramount Plus's programs, and that's why they're unavailable all the time. More jokes. Now we're at an impasse, guys. During this little impasse, T'Pol goes to talk to her old self about some science or other, and old T'Pol is like, how's the Trellium D withdrawal? I know you've gotten rid of the Trellium, but you still need to get the D. What's that old Earth saying? Ah, yes. Go bang the shit out of Trip.
You know what sucks is I actually thought of what a good saying was that would work other than follow your heart. And I don't remember what it was. I don't remember if it was get that dick or
Yes.
but it was something like that.
Enterprise D's nuts.
Enterprise. The humans have a phrase they're fond of saying. It's
Get it,
Enterprise
girl.
D's nuts.
Anyway, T'Pol isn't pleased about that, but the two crews are teaming up anyway.
Oh, come on, she's pleased about that.
They're going to try to get the Enterprise Prime through the corridor safely by attacking these Kovalans a lot. And Archer and crew get through, and we wait around for their descendant ship to come through, and they don't. Did they get killed? Did they cease to exist? Who cares? Here's Degra, apparently, who took an even shorter shortcut. Damn it, Guy and Odo. Clearly you're at fault somehow, the end. But this was directed by Roxanne Dawson. And I didn't mention last episode, directed by LeVar Burton.
Oh, I missed both of those facts.
Yeah.
The directing was fine.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So we liked Children of Time. What did we think of Children of Time again?
They completely
Children of Time Squared.
Hey, nailed it.
Yay!
They completely forgot to have the whole conversation of, hey, if you do this, this would undo us, right? Like, at the very end, they were like, oh, wait a second. We're waiting for a ship that's never going to arrive.
Yes, because the fact that we made it through means that they didn't make it through.
Also, you know, they've been slowly getting better at old age makeup with Star Trek, but
Oh
they
my
have
God.
full-on regressed to old Biff T'Pol.
I was thinking she looked like really old Yoda. Like, I know technically he was...
Like a puppet?
I mean, yeah, like, there was some old Yoda shit happening with her face.
Maybe
It was
she
very
was a
upsetting.
puppet.
I will say the makeup wasn't good, but there were some moments where she had to, like, kind of do, like... She really did a good job of making some of her movements look involuntary.
Yeah, I think
Which
the-
I imagine
the
isn't easy.
The performance was well done.
Yeah, no, the makeup just regressed bad. Like, she literally at points looked like old Biff.
I also was thinking that the makeup was pretty bad, and I was surprised.
I don't
It didn't
know.
even look like her. Actually, you know what? She didn't look like old Yoda. The Muppet she looked like was a Gelfling.
It was better than Jameson, so I
Oh,
was
yeah.
fine.
Was
with
it?
Yeah, they
By
haven't
a
gotten...
lot. What, is Jake drawing you dick pics? What the fuck
They're
is going
passing
on?
notes in class, I think.
Oh, God. Why do I have a thing of
I
Post-it
think-
notes on the table?
You gotta share it. You know, other people,
mine.
No, other people. I made it for everybody.
Oh, I thought it was for
it's
me.
not just for you. Everyone,
Oh, God,
wants
it's
to
the,
see.
it's the Floxcox. Ugh.
Oh, Jake drew a Floxcox. I
It's-
don't need to see a Floxcox.
Oh, yeah, you do.
It's-
You've never
hate
seen
it.
one like
I
We
this.
will
hate it.
not be sharing this
It-
on the Facebook.
It's doing the alien mouth thing.
I'm gonna
And
get
that's
it
horrible.
tattooed to my body.
Do it.
No, absolutely not. All right, maybe.
But yeah, like there
Increase
was,
the quality a little bit.
but there was no discussion whatsoever about the inevitable outcome of success.
Well, maybe they didn't like. I mean,
I don't think they
this is pretty new for them. You know,
we weren't meant to think about it. I don't think we were supposed to assume that everything will be fine. That one, like, if one of them gets through, nothing's going to happen to the other one.
But that's all I could think the whole time because I've
Right.
seen Children of Time and Back to the Future
Yes.
and anything else that deals with the issue of predestination paradox.
I wasn't bothered by any of this. I was like, oh yeah, when they mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, they shouldn't be coming, should they?
I think that this probably they, because by the time we get to Children of Time, like time travel is just a thing.
We'd be whipping around the sun all over the place.
We're barely past the Vulcan science directorate has determined that time travel isn't possible. So like
Yeah, T'Polla's just like,
So-
oh God, I have to
so
go
like
with
I don't
this.
know. I don't think they're used to thinking fourth dimensionally. So,
I'm not giving them that. No.
Well,
Because Back to the Future exists. They've seen it. At least Trip has seen it.
yeah, well,
He's had a-
but
as a
they
movie
only
night.
watch movies from Paramount's catalog of pre 1972.
Yeah, and for that matter, the thing is, like, the writers knew better, and
Yeah.
they emphatically did, because did I write down the writer of this? I want to say Sussman, but I didn't write it down evidently. The writer basically said, like, the original pitch was that it wasn't going to be the Enterprise that they come across in space. It was going to be the Columbia, the ship that comes after the Enterprise. And that the Columbia would have been sent without them knowing, because, I guess they can't communicate with Enterprise while it's in the Expanse. The Columbia gets stuck going back in time 117 years, and they wait for Enterprise to catch up.
Well, didn't somebody even say, what is that, the Columbia?
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they were like, nope.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
guess
okay.
somebody, and I don't know if I wrote down who, basically said, no, you should make it the Enterprise, and they can, come across their descendants. And yes, it was Sussman. Writer Sussman says, that's just Children of Time, right? You guys are aware that that's the exact fucking plot of Children of
You know
Time.
we've already done this episode, right?
And he was over fucking ruled.
You know what it
What a
is?
shock.
Because at the time they're like, nobody ever watched Deep Space Nine. Pff, no one will notice.
What's
Yeah.
amazing, though, was it did allow them to retroactively pretend that the Xindi paranoia about additional Federation ships in the Expanse was justified.
That's stupid.
It
I
is.
didn't like
It is.
that at
Don't get me
all.
wrong, but that's
How
like,
many ships do you have?
But here's a fucking thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
So
fucking thing.
so it's like
Flops.
when they're like, why didn't you go to Earth? They're like, well, we decided that we couldn't go to Earth because it was still Cochrane's flight hadn't even happened yet.
we didn't want to contaminate a timeline.
Okay, well then, why didn't you go to Earth like I don't know 6 months ago or whatever, and be
a
like,
year
hey,
ago.
There's going to be an
there's
attack.
going to be a fucking attack. Listen, we're the descendants of the crew of Enterprise. FY the fucking I. 7 million people about to die.
Oh, that rhymed.
Yeah. So,
Like this episode
like, there's
with
no
Children of Time.
There's like
That don't impress me much.
there was. Yeah, in Children of Time, the people were trapped on the planet. They couldn't
Yeah.
leave. They didn't have a
Yeah.
ship.
Right.
And the planet was surrounded by that field of shit. These people are not confined. They could have very easily. They could have even.
They should have dropped off some descendants on various planets if they wanted to leave.
Well, you know what? Send an
That's where all-
anonymous letter
That's where all
to
Reed's
Admiral
descendants
Forrest.
are.
Here's what you do: you send an anonymous letter to Admiral Forrest, signed with something that only Archer would know, so he would know to authenticate it, and be like,
Dear Dad.
like-
I mean, Admiral
like,
Forrest.
look it. Here's the deal.
Let me tell you about A.G. Robinson's nuts.
These fucking Xindis are about to do something really fucked up. Why don't you send a diplomatic ship mission into the Expanse?
Why didn't the Enterprise that went back in time go meet the Xindi themselves before this happened and talk
Or
to
that.
them?
Or that.
Fucking table flip.
Because it's
We're not really
stupid.
that
It's
into
very
talking to
stupid.
people.
I mean, I like.
Archer is.
No, apparently not anymore. Like, that was his entire MO for like 2 seasons, and he's suddenly very sick of it.
Well,
I
now
guess.
he loves Degra, which is fine. That's
Yeah,
at least
I like
something.
them together.
Yeah. You know, actually, what would have really happened if Archer and the Enterprise went back in time 100 some odd years?
Are you gonna make a quantum leap joke?
No. They
Baby, I hear the blues are calling.
Yes. They would have. No, Archer, knowing Archer, and Phlox would have teamed up to build a bioweapon to genocide the
go.
Xindis.
Woofda.
Wow, and then it would become self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Oh, we love that.
Yeah. I mean, this episode, because it leaves all these questions unanswered. I just find confusing. Well, Children of Time it was personal.
It was good.
It was good. It had the future Odo, who actually had like meaningful development having happened. This T'Pol is just like, yep, I like that D. You should get some.
Children of Time got a scene of Avery Brooks with a baby, and that man fucking
Oh my
loves
god,
babies.
he loves
Babies.
babies so much.
Also, so here's the thing, right? So they're like, oh, well, we don't know if they survived or if they just disappeared. They were out laying pipe throughout the galaxy for 100 and some odd years.
True.
So there should be plenty of descendants out there.
So hang on, didn't
That
they
also disappeared.
Didn't
Oh
the
boy, I've gone cross-eyed.
Enterprise Paramount Plus, as I'm going to continue calling it until it catches on, didn't they give Enterprise Prime some tech?
Yep.
Yeah, they
Does
gave him
that
some
stuff
like.
still exist?
Oh yeah, absolutely, it has to.
That stuff
I
should have also
know,
vanished.
but then you know.
Like, they bring up the why do we still remember them? It's like, that's fine. We hand wave that away because, time
it's like-
travel's inconsistent. It's fine.
Wait, why do we still remember them? Credits!
Deborah's like, you're early. How are they early when he told them to go through that corridor? And it actually took them way longer to go through the corridor than it should have.
Don't worry about it.
Also, this episode, I feel like, was kind of like just a cock tease about what they could have done with Voyager.
That's a good point.
Where they were like, look, here's a ship that's like had to get modified with bits and bobs over the years and stuff. And you're just
See
like,
what you could have had.
again, while we agreed that Voyager was still good, it was always missing that one element that we really wish they
Yeah.
and the crew weren't in uniforms; they were just in clothes.
I mean,
'cause-
this episode on its own, even though it still
Even
would have,
with the Children of Time
it
bit.
still would have been a rehash of Children of Time, but it would have made a much better Voyager episode.
I'd
It would
love
have
to
made
see it.
way more sense as
I'd love to see all the mini Chakotay's running around.
And you know, all
Well,
of his
with the
descent,
tattoo.
that they all have the tattoo. That's
Yeah.
how you know they're
That's
his.
how you know.
Also, speaking of descendants, they mentioned that Phlox's partner was Amanda.
Was it Amanda Cole?
I was like, oh, is that Cutler's first name? Cutler never has a first name according to Memory Alpha.
No, she doesn't.
But yeah, it's like Amanda Cole's like, oh.
That was Tripp's little girlfriend.
Yeah, he got.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. See, I also assumed, and I don't quite know how the genetic diversity would need to work for them to not just all be inbred within a fucking generation. But I feel like there's 70 people on this ship.
They started with 80 something and they've lost at least 10.
They've
lost 18.
So wow, they're really
Possibly 19?
No, I think it was 18.
He said 18 last episode, but the episode previously said we've lost 14 plus 3 are unaccounted for, so that's 17. So they added 1, which Memory
Sim?
Alpha says they may have... Shit. It might have been Sim. But Memory Alpha says it might have been that other one that we lost in a couple episodes prior to something. In which case they really should be plus 2 because there was one at the very beginning of this season who died. But that's beside the fucking point. What was I talking about just now?
genetic diversity.
Genetic diversity, thank you. Shouldn't they all kind of just be banging everyone?
Well,
They have said
Phlox
they
is.
Well, he banged one person.
a lot.
All of his offspring are with one person.
But they
right.
they have said they brought on alien
yes,
crew
a lot
members.
of them are aliens.
Okay, that's fine then. Are they brought in just for breeding stock?
I don't,
God,
I don't know.
Archer.
But Archer's wife apparently was some alien.
That he saved.
But here's the thing.
So he says.
So
No, I think that's what Paul said.
The scene
So she
where they're
says.
trying to make Reed feel better, where Hoshi's like,
oh my god, yeah.
there's only men are there's only one woman to every 2 men on this ship, so it's like no one brings up like but everyone else was banging aliens. Reed couldn't even do that.
We could have had Phlox clone a bunch more of you. Because that's something Phlox loves doing.
Like that the scene with Reed being sad that he never has a family, and then Mayweather and Hoshi like trying to make him feel better, and then it just gets so awkward that
They leave.
They're like, well, I gotta be on shift in 6 hours, so I'll see you later.
And then he immediately hits on some woman.
Yeah.
Weird.
And it's like, what the fuck? Why is this character so incredibly cringe?
I wonder if it's because there was a lot, apparently, and I should find some, of Trip Reed slash out there, and I wonder if it was the same thing that they did with Garrick. When he was like, nope, look, he's straight. He likes this lady.
They should have just made him gay. Let's have him be gay. That's fine. It's okay.
But well, excuse me. Never say that to Rick Berman.
That's true.
Rick never say gay Berman.
I will give him this though. At least he's the one person that seems to understand that this isn't necessarily going to happen now. He's like, well, I can. He was Scrooged by the experience. He was like, damn it, I'm not going to die alone and sad and celibate. Hello, pretty lady. Whereas everyone else is still acting like this is still going to happen, even though the whole point of this mission is to make sure it doesn't happen that way.
So many of them were treating it like it was like fanfic they were watching of
Well,
themselves.
and it was such an inappropriate time. Like that was
Yeah.
That's what this note says.
Yes, tell us the note.
That's all. It just says that the fact that it was so inappropriate that they're all kind of doing this happy horse shit about like, oh, who did you wind up with? Oh my god, ew!
It's like you made a Sims
When,
family
like,
of yourself.
Literally,
and
we're
then,
trying to like,
and then turned on autonomy.
Yep. Yeah. And like
so dumb.
in a
like,
way, because we know poor Reed clearly has so many undealt with mental health issues, that like this scene that really is in a way kind of for him at least very serious is just played for laughs. Like, oh, look at the funny little awkward Englishman. It's just like, this is weird and uncomfortable.
He almost died again the previous episode.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Really,
because nothing really happened. It's just normal Reed.
I love that,
activity.
I will say this, though. I love that Trip was like, nice job, buddy. It's like, nice job disobeying direct orders like 6 times.
He did
And
do that.
That's what we're high-fiving him for.
Because they didn't have time to get someone to replace him. He was going to give his life for the ship like he has wanted to do since the day before he even
I'm
boarded.
just saying, they should be testing people that join Starfleet. That does death by Starfleet shit. Suicide by Starfleet should not be permitted.
He's the reason the psych test exists.
Probably.
Dude, he probably fucking is, though. Like, this poor fucking guy.
Like, on his application to the Academy, he's like, why would you like to join Starfleet? Desire to die for shipmates in blaze of glory. Full stop.
Smiley face. I do also.
No.
When it should have...
Stoic face.
Which it really should say
British
is,
face.
I want to die for my shipmates on Starfleet so that Daddy will finally notice me and be proud.
Sad read. Sad face. I also have 2 cutscenes that I read about that are related to this. One would have had Phlox commenting on how he looks so forward in the future to when he gets to introduce all of his wives to all of his progeny. And that won't be weird at all.
Well, I don't think it will. I think
Not for
they're pretty
Genobulans.
into that. The Genobulans seem to be like...
Look at all the fucking I did.
The polyamorous like dream, like I feel like is what Phlox has got going on.
How is their planet not overcrowded?
I'm
They
sure they have
keep
like
sending them out to do doctor things around the galaxy, apparently.
I also wonder if they have like a spreadsheet of just who matched up with who.
Yeah, well, speaking of like avoiding lots of incest, like you'd have to. It's like, well, okay, you have 5 wives and I have 5 wives and they have 5 husbands each, and that means that like, you know, we're talking about like 100, you know, pairs for sex, and all of us hang out all the time.
You gotta get someone
Our
to come
children.
in from continent 32 to continent 33, and you know.
Yeah, dude, like literally though, I was just thinking that, yeah, it would have to be some Vault-Tec shit.
I
Like,
love that it's Fallout. That's perfect. Excellent. The other scene that was cut, so we
God,
saw
that
like
show was so good.
the Lauren and Trip chatting, and it's very cute, and it's like, oh, you're the daddy I always had, but died once, and now you're back.
Once.
And this is weird. But also, apparently, like, they were talking about how Lorian said, like, you know, my mom doesn't talk about you very much because obviously it meant a lot to her and all this thing. And Trip's like, oh, I should tell to Paul this. Weird, Trip. Weird.
Paul, do you like me now that I'm the father of your future children?
Yes.
So, so they said the ship went back how many years?
117.
117, okay. So...
Is that some kind of nerdy number that like means something in the canon of the show?
No.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Some of those numbers are in the ship. The Enterprise number.
True.
But go on, Jake.
There's lots of numbers.
Listen. Squared.
Yes. So here's the thing. How the fuck old is T'Pol supposed to be in present day T'Pol? Because...
I want to say 100?
For some reason, I'm thinking 80, but I might be thinking of Aragorn.
Oh,
Actually.
Tuvok just turned 100.
Tuvok turned out... Like, I don't think they've ever said... I assume
I know
that
she's-
T'Pol was younger.
She's not like human young though, because
Is she not?
she has made jokes that she is way older than Archer.
Hmm.
So maybe 60s, 70.
Well, because she...
I think
well,
the-
here's
I think
thing,
the math is online
somewhere. I
somewhere.
think she's probably got to be closer to 100. Because she looks like fucking death
Ah,
in the on the
Old
Better
T'Pol.
or worse than old Sarek?
She looks way worse than old Sarek. She's like old Sarek.
But
with
her
fucking,
wits are about her.
Yeah, well, he had bendy syndrome.
we apparently will get a firm age on her in episode 24 of this season.
Oh.
Oh.
That's like next week, isn't it?
No, that's the
Because, like,
that's the final episode of
yeah.
third season.
because she's got to be at least 200.
In this episode,
Old T'Pol has to be at least 200.
possibly.
I don't know.
Her son is at least 100.
Yeah.
Lorian.
Yeah. So if Trip died when he was 14, and he's
100.
Like
100.
100, so let's say.
So that means that T'Pol and Trip, they get busy within the first couple of years of.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, they're already kind of.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it makes sense.
I mean, okay, I don't know why I'm acting like it's a major spoiler. Does anyone care?
No.
She's 66.
Oh, okay.
66. That seems too young to
So
me.
she'll be in her 180s.
That seems like that's not very old for a
No,
Vulcan. I
it's
feel
not.
like that's like she should like a 180-year-old Vulcan should probably look like about
Well,
a 70-year-old.
It's been hard
human.
living, you know.
They probably don't have access to the best medical care.
Yeah.
And she does have some sort of brain disease.
Yeah, she has.
Oh yeah, how have they been dealing with that?
Yeah, Phlox did something.
Yes, brain slugs.
In between,
Just
in between banging everybody and inventing a way for Vulcans and humans to have babies.
yeah, she's just been hitting that pipe really hard for 117 years. So
Woof.
What?
Crack.
the crack pipe.
Oh, okay. I wonder if you meant drugs or dicks.
Well, what? Porque no dos.
I was like, who did she fuck after Trip?
Anybody
Reed.
who was willing.
Reed finally got his. It was just after he dried up.
Yeah, it was after he dried up. What does that mean? You mean his sperms?
Yeah.
Men's sperm don't dry up.
They do if you masturbate as much as he does.
I don't think that's true.
a thing either.
Here's another question, and maybe this is too much for Enterprise. If Archer and crew go back in time 117 years and fuck everything up, where the fuck is Daniels to come and fix this?
And another train leaves the station going 80 miles an hour.
Daniels
that's a
only
good fucking
matters
point.
when he shows up.
Yes.
Like, because if Daniels, that's a problem.
He's
with
a
Daniels.
plot device.
Yeah, and he only shows up in episodes where he needs to drive the plot forward, because it doesn't. The existence of Daniels doesn't make any fucking sense.
No.
When he could just literally fix everything instantly.
Here's the thing, and this, let's be honest, like, this is really... This goes back to DS9.
Uh-oh.
Even establishing that there's a concept of some sort of Starfleet temporal department fucks a lot of things up. You know, because we get the fucking time cops in Voyager. Again, I now get it. I fully sympathize with why Braxton went insane. None of this makes sense. Because he probably was constantly going to his superiors being like, well, can we just... No, there's very specific circumstances. How do you determine them? We use this magic fuck you 8-ball with a delta on it. It says you're a prick.
It always says that. It's one of the 8 possible solutions. The other is genocide a planet.
That's why we knew to let you in, because we're always wondering who this Braxton was that the magic 8-ball is calling a prick.
Not even just, you're a prick. Specifically, it says, Braxton,
Yes.
you're a prick.
Yeah, they're like, they had 150 years before he showed up. They're finally! Jesus. I miss crazy Braxton.
Yeah. I miss all the Braxtons. All the Braxtons are fun.
And your friend there.
I miss when Star Trek was
Oh,
good.
Duquesne.
There we go.
I love Duquesne.
Someday I will remember that poor prick's name.
Probably not.
Hey, you know what Duquesne sounds like?
No, I have more notes.
I figured.
I'm sorry, but...
I figured, but I had to say it now because it wouldn't make sense later, so I'm going to say it now when it doesn't make sense.
And you're going to move it to the end when it does make sense. No, that will make less sense. Fuck this. Anyway, more notes.
Daniels made me say it now.
Fucking Daniels.
Oh, we hate him.
I miss making this joke because I'm rewinding back, and boy am I late. The only way to combine Vulcans and humans involves making Phlox watch.
Oh.
Oh, God, he probably did.
He had to.
Yeah, it was science.
That's how it works. I also found it very clever because it took me a moment to realize this is what they were talking about. When old T'Pol hands a pad or something to Archer, and you're like, yes, here's a better plan. Go do this. And Archer's like, oh, cool, it's a new plan. She says, yes, give it to your science officer. And I'm sitting there like, ... T'Pol is the science officer. She means go give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cute.
I basically did the same. I was right there with you.
See, I was like, I was just like, wait, why didn't you just say give it to me?
Yeah.
Because you think John would just hand it back to you. That's why. That's exactly, yep. He would, too. He'd be like, yeah, give it to me. But you just gave it to me. The other me, you round-eared twat.
Who's on first?
Why were the Enterprise squared phasers blue?
So you could tell the ships apart during the fight.
Where did the newer, older, more fucked up Enterprise? Why did they have not grappler hook, the other thing?
Tractor beam.
Tractor beam. Where'd they get tractor beam?
They've had 100-odd years to find one.
And they got warp 6, 9,
Why
or whatever.
didn't they give
couldn't-
that to them?
They couldn't make that work because their structural integrity wouldn't have been able to take it.
So
they
did
had
they-
it, but they couldn't use it.
Did they give tractor beams to new
No.
Enterprise? Fuck them.
Well, they
I'm glad they're dead.
Well, they didn't have time, you know?
In a fucking 117 years, they couldn't get themselves a better ship.
They should have stole one. They're pirates.
I know. They're all...
Even Lorian is like, I'm fine, we'll just steal your shit.
It would be really cool if they had, like, painted the hull.
You know what it is? They were sitting there, and they're just like, look, Mom really likes it. We'll get a new one when she dies. How much longer could she possibly live? It's like, well, she's a
long
Vulcan,
fucking time.
so...
I did like that the old Enterprise was so fucked up. That was a nice touch.
I
The
like how it
innards.
had, like, other, like, bits, too, if
Yeah.
you notice. Like, there were, like,
Yep.
other sections that had been added to it.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it would make the inside looked a little more fucked up, but...
I
Or
also liked how,
modular
like,
in some
they
way.
had some different shit on the bridge and, like, little,
yeah.
like, like plasma conduits running around. I thought it was
They had a
the set
deflector.
design was cool.
They had children playing in the halls.
They had
Those children died in the battle.
Yep.
Okay.
They had a
Nice.
deflector lightning bolt instead of a deflector dish.
Yeah, I like that.
That looked cool. Yeah, I think there are actually. I mean, like it's easier now to tell them apart because big screen TVs and HD and all that. But I'm sure back on a CRT back in the day, again, I'm sure literally the only reason for the different colored phasers was like, wait, which one? Okay, that's the new one. Old new. You know what I mean?
That's the
Paramount Plus
Paramount
one.
Plus one versus the Prime one.
It's even Paramount Blue.
Paramount Blue. Lorian's motivation for things perplexed me a little bit.
It would have made more sense if he was Archer's descendant because he's just as stupid as John.
He's pretty stupid. He's really hung up on, oh man, 6 months or so ago, I had the opportunity to suicide bomb the test probe that goes back to Earth and kills Florida. But I didn't do it because I hesitated. Because, Archer's the one that wants to get everyone killed. I kind of don't.
My God, that's really what it was. If only Reed had had a child,
Ooh.
it had been captain, it would have had no problem being like, right, ramming speed. And somewhere, Worf gets a double.
Oh, in the future.
Yes.
Future Worf, great. But here's the thing. Because we discussed this with the Archer talking to Daniels thing last week, is if you destroy their weapon, you've now killed yourself, and they can make a new weapon.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't solve any fucking
wait a
thing.
minute. Okay, here's why. He's a fucking idiot.
Which one? Lorian, Archer,
Lorian.
Worf?
Lorian. Because
Worf.
Trip died
Good Worf.
when Lorian was only 14.
Mhm.
And he said he made a vow to his dying captain that he'd continue the mission, that dying captain being Archer.
Yep. Who died at some point.
So basically, Trip died and Archer immediately took over raising him and turned him into an idiot.
There it is.
Like, Archer totally
Paul was too
swooped
busy
in.
mourning.
Yeah, took him under his wing and was like, Lorian, I'm going to teach you how to be the biggest fucking idiot in space.
Lorian, you ever watch movies about gladiators?
And that's why his
Grown
daughter
man naked.
isn't a fucking idiot, or granddaughter, because he was too great-granddaughter, because he was too busy neglecting his own children to teach Lorian how to be a fucking moron.
I don't know. She seemed kind of a moron too, because when it's like, oh, we have to fight them, and she's like, but they're family. It's like, no, they're from a different time stream.
Well,
You're acting like their existence doesn't affect
but
you
that
because
makes-
there's a different family. Like, you can...
she's a different kind. She's
God
a
damn it.
non-Archer moron.
God
Well, no,
damn
that's
it.
exactly. I feel like that's exactly John Archer.
That's-
Actually, like, no, but they're family.
That's Daniel's morality. Fucking Daniels.
What's that reflection trick they did
I don't know.
with the other Enterprise against the Corellans or whatever they were called? Was that supposed to be impressive?
It don't impress me much.
At least we have the episode title.
Hey! Everyone go watch the Shania Twain.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was stupid. I was like, oh, wow, okay. The other ship was hiding under the other... what?
We've seen that before, right? Surely.
Well, when the Voyager had to fight the Vidians, they kind of did a thing with when they had the two Voyagers.
And don't call me Shirley.
Yeah.
But it wasn't exactly the same. I don't know. It's just, it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying. They acted like it was a thing they'd built up to as something like, oh, look how cool that was, and I just watched it like,
Okay.
neat. In the John Oliver, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind this episode overall. It's just, it's such a rehash. It's got
And
a
it
ton
doesn't
of plot
improve on
holes.
it.
Well,
and it doesn't really improve
it's a
anything.
rehash without bringing the important part with it.
Yeah.
It's the
The
rehash that
soul?
forgot the hash. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's fine. For an Enterprise episode, it's top notch.
Yeah.
Yeah, both these episodes are like very highly rated.
Yeah.
Probably because there's much
the
less
bar-
like war
the-
crimes.
Yeah, the bar is so fucking low
Really,
on
Archer
Enterprise
hasn't
that, like,
tortured
I
anybody.
watch these and I'm like, wow, these are really good. And I'm like,
I don't know that I'm at the point where I'll call them good, but I will call them far less insufferable, and they weren't infuriating like some of them have been lately.
I am going to super struggle with this season's best and worst list. Like, I don't know how we're gonna do it.
It's gonna have to be a worst and tolerable
Yeah,
list.
like we did with CIS.
Yeah.
Worst and even worse.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I realized, thinking about this the other day, TAS is officially a better show because at least there's less of it.
Yeah, the episodes are 20 minutes-ish. There's, 22 episodes?
And there's actually, like, I think, a couple of decent ones, sort of.
They're
and
like
ignore the
two-
animation.
They're like
If
two
they
okay
weren't
ones.
if they were they were great, okay as scripts, but then they didn't execute as six.
Which are the
Yeah.
which are the ones that you think are the good ones?
Oh, I don't know.
Time Trap. I liked that.
And
one.
the one where
Time
the
Trap?
ladies are in charge.
The Lorelei signal.
That one. And Yester Spock.
Yesteryear.
Yes, Spock.
What about Infinite Vulcan? Giant Spock.
Not so much.
That's what they should do. They should find like the 3 good episodes and reanimate them with like good animators.
Make 'em
Like
short
Frankenstein
tracks.
does.
Yeah.
I really miss short treks.
Mm,
I thought that was going to be a great outlet for just small ideas that just don't have a space in a big episode, especially since Discovery is just always
I
way
was gonna
too
say,
much
Discovery is the outlet for small ideas in Star Trek.
da-da-da-da-da.
going on.
You burnt. Who does that?
Burned.
I don't know.
Is that Seth Meyers?
That's Seth
You burnt
Meyers.
segment?
Yes,
Yeah, there
yes,
we
the
go.
burnt segment. Migrating tree frogs. Speaking of migrating tree frogs, what's that smell? That smells Dukat.
I thought you were gonna say speaking of burnt.
Oh yes, because he gets burnt.
Oh shit.
Like a hot dog that fell into the grill. We're talking about Dukat for his character spotlight this week. It's the highlight of the week for me.
Burnt Dukat probably smells like burning dog hair.
Oh god.
Woof.
That's
Lizard,
woof
burning
indeed.
lizard hair. Weird. Dukat's one of my faves, everyone knows. I've talked about this many a time because he's just so fascinating a character.
He's so evil.
He gets to do so many fun things, fun and evil things. Who wants to talk about fun, evil things that Dukat has done? Oh, do you want to go around the
Yeah,
circle
that's what we did
again?
last time.
Let's do
with-
another go around the
Let's
circle.
do the circle jerk.
So, what I find
Circle
fascinating,
jerk, like Dukat.
a Dukat highlight, we will call it,
Yeah.
like Kaiwin's highlights last week. That motherfucker, you're not gonna like this, but it's true, is the biggest loser in DS9.
Yeah.
Every single plan he has
Chris, you have to pick a moment.
ends
God
in
damn it.
disaster.
This
Well,
isn't a moment.
I'm gonna bring up highlights, and you can choose which one you
You,
can.
know, you
Also,
pick one
how-
highlight.
But like literally, like when you think about it, every single big scheme of his
Name
gets
one, because you get
foiled.
one right.
No,
now.
I know.
This is what I sound like when I come unprepared, isn't it? I'm just kidding.
No, I don't think it is.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
He's just vamping.
starting with a thesis
All right.
because that occurred to me when I was doing this. Like, my God, this man has so many big schemes, and he always ends up having the rug pulled out from him at the last.
What's an example of
second.
one of these schemes, Chris?
You know, I'm just trying to have.
We don't give a shit. Just fucking say something.
Well, the time he thinks he's Big Billy bollocks during attention Bajoran workers, and then it turns out there was a failsafe for him.
Yeah, that was pretty great. And that moment where he's standing in front of the lasers and they're just not shooting him.
And at
No,
first
that
he's
was
like,
the good moment.
"What is
Yeah,
it?"
that's
where
like-
he thinks he's cool,
Yeah.
and that's to
Wait,
me, like that got me thinking. Like that encapsulates so much of all of his arcs. He strolls in, and the laser shoot past him. He's like, "That's right," and then the second recording starts. That like encapsulates something that happens to him so much. Dukat never actually wins.
He did stop one of the things during the counterinsurgency program.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
but that
But
was
then made it
also
worse.
that was also the first one on my list. Was getting outsmarted by his own security system because it also goes to show the depth of Cardassian like
paranoia.
Yeah.
because it wasn't that he made a bad system. It's that his superiors
Yep.
were like, we don't trust this guy enough.
Yeah, to not run away when his ship is gonna be taken down.
So we're gonna make sure
like
that he does it.
Romulan plans are very elaborate and then destroy themselves. But Dukat's plans are often laid so far in advance. There's all this
Yeah.
intricate work.
Do you want to just name your three now, Chris?
And then
that
he's
they're-
like-
they're- the-
Well,
goes
no,
on
he's
the
already
theme?
stolen one off my list.
No, this is just my point. Is like he's always like just at the finish line, and then someone sticks their fucking foot out, and that's that man's life. It's astounding.
Well, it's because he's a piece of shit who
Yes.
only strives to do bad things.
Yes, but in a way that makes it funnier. That he always is like just within reach, and then no.
Okay,
That's
well,
a-
I have one
Yeah.
too I want to talk about.
Go for it.
So this isn't a scheme. This isn't even a bad thing.
Oh.
I'm doing my good list for Dukat.
That swagger.
I'm going to say that he was a genuinely, although, execution could use some work, but a genuinely caring father to Zial. And that he sacrificed basically his entire career and family when he acknowledged her. Like his wife left him, he lost his job, he got put on a garbage scow.
Yeah, I mean, we know from Four Lights there, like, the importance of
Family. Yeah.
to Cardassians.
So,
And damn does he look good in a Breen uniform.
and like, now, other than the fact that he's a piece of shit, more generally, I think there's a redeeming quality of him was how he, how he did the right thing eventually.
Yeah, I rewatched that scene in Indiscretion because I was pre-finding screen crabs. Fuck my life. Screen grabs. And, it's Kira in the background. Dukat, don't do it! Dukat, no, me! And Dukat just pointing the gun at Zial, and Zial basically saying, like, okay, if I can't live with my daddy, then I don't want to live at all. And you can watch Dukat's heart break in that moment. Like, I don't even think it had anything to do with Kira at that point. I think it was oh, I can't do this. God damn it. Prophets, damn it. Come along, daughter. We're going home. It's very cute.
And then we're leaving immediately because we're not welcome here anymore.
Yeah.
We can't go home, actually. Fuck that.
We're gonna go be pirates on a Klingon ship for a while.
Okay, but, like, not for nothing, but I kind of feel like being like, well, he did the right thing, considering that, like, it's sort of like how when Trump would break things, and then he'd be like, don't worry about it, I fixed it. It's like, yeah, but you made the mess to begin with. I mean, Dukat, decides ultimately not to kill her, but that's, like, after planning to kill her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's not a good person.
Not at all.
It's just a great scene.
Yeah, it is a great scene.
He looks great in that uniform. God damn it.
Just imagine, this is sort of more in Chris's vein. Imagine that you're trying to convince a bunch of Bajorans that you are chosen by the Pa-wraiths or whatever to, like, teach them the true ways, and you're immediately just like, I can't not stick my dick in Bajorans, I don't know what it is, and then you knock one of them up, and all of a sudden you have to be like, oh, it's totally a sign or something. Like, sir. Also, like, in the same vein, being like, Kira, I got you the same flowers that your mother always liked. Ask me how I know. And she's just like, no. Like, imagine that.
I feel like miscreant isn't a strong enough word, but it is also the best possible
Like,
word right there.
It's just, rapscallion. What a rogue.
It's not the darkness in the light.
What a blackguard.
I'll look up what it's called later.
I don't know.
In the fucking Kira's Mom episode.
My mom is fucking a Cardassian scene, part 3.
Well, I want to read one of my moments, because it's a full quote, because it's my favorite Dukat quote.
I'm
It's
ready.
so good. It's so good. And he delivers it so fucking perfectly. I should have killed every last one of them. I should have turned their planet into a graveyard, the likes of which the galaxy has never seen. I should have killed them all. Damn!
Which episode
Cathartic.
was that again?
Waltz!
Yeah, Waltz is like crazy Dukat at his best, though.
I love when he's just fully off the rails.
Oh yeah, I forgot that he has a little crazy.
Yeah,
How many times
'cause-
have I watched the show? So many.
Because Marco Lamo just goes for it, and it's a thing of beauty to watch.
Because Marco Lamo is crazy, I think.
Possibly.
I
That's
actually
fine.
think Mark, like, from watching that documentary, I really got the sense that
He's a crazy person.
he's a crazy person. Like, he makes the other actors uncomfortable.
Probably.
The fact that he really, really wanted Dukat and Kira to get together was uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, I was into it, but...
I think we often say, like, the best villains, people who play villains, like, understand that, like, to the villain, the villain is their own hero.
Yeah.
He might have just actually misunderstood and thought Dukat was a good guy. I'm not sure.
He's very method.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere
You
that
say he's a meth head?
method.
Is that what you said?
No, it's a method.
I know what he said.
Little column A, little
I
column
heard what he
B.
said.
Yeah, I think there was a quote by Marco Lamo or something somewhere that was like, man, up until the very last fucking moment, he was on Dukat's side.
Dude, seriously, that's an illness.
But to be fair, he does mention in Waltz that when he took over Tarak Nor, the death rates did drop 20% in the first month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great man. They should be building statues of him.
The Bajorans were his children that he really likes to fuck for some reason. Ew,
A lot of
Dukat,
them
what
were
the
his
fuck?
children.
Oh no, he and Phlox could have like a who dirtied the gene pool the most.
It's like how they say that some percentage of the population can claim descendants from Genghis Khan. On Bajor, it's Gul Dukat.
Whoa.
How about that time that he fucking killed Dax and really pissed me off?
Are we not going in any order anymore?
Were we going in an order?
Yeah, go for it.
We're doing a circle. But
Was that
Oh, that order. Yeah, I guess it's your turn.
was that him or was he possessed at that
Oh,
point?
it doesn't.
He was a
Whatever.
pirate.
It was Costumogen. Who gives a fuck?
But he'd
It
also
was
kind
him.
of asked to, he basically offered to
Yeah.
let
Yeah.
Costumogen.
He's like, Costumogen, inhabit
I'm
me.
gonna open.
It'll be fun.
I think. Yeah, I'll save it for another comment.
That's all. Just makes me mad. I know that she was leaving no matter what. I know that it actually wasn't Gul Dukat's fault. I know it was Rick Berman's fault. But man, what a fucking miscarriage
she got
of
another
justice.
job on Becker. So, you know,
She was
worked
great on
out.
Becker.
Yeah, but she was finally getting great on Deep Space Nine, and then they gave us Ezri.
Fair. All right. Well, since we're not going in the circle anymore, I'll go.
We've reversed. That's all. We
from-
just-
There we go.
From
Ping
We'll
pong.
do no reverse.
also from the cult episode when he tries to Jim Jones
Wow.
everybody.
Yeah.
And is such a fucking coward.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even plan to kill himself,
Nope.
and then he fucks it up and loses track of the non-poison.
Well, to be fair, Kira slapped it out of his hand or whatever.
Yeah, well, it's Kira's fault, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he was totally gonna,
Yeah, that's the thing on Kira's good list, but it's on our Go Dukat list.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like, just the fucking
he was gonna take.
cowardice of that.
Well,
man.
and he tried to fucking airlock Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
If at first you don't succeed, just murder everybody and no one will be left alive to tell about it.
He was gonna take the non-poison and move to Brazil.
he's just gonna go start another cult somewhere else, probably.
Yeah, find some more Bajorans
Yeah.
to fuck.
So I mentioned it earlier, and this might be one of the few sort of just. It's sort of a cool thing that doesn't really have any obvious that I remember. But you guys remember the show better than me because my memory's fucking terrible. But he was just a pirate in a beaten up Klingon ship for a while. That's pretty rad.
That.
He's like, well, my life sucks. Hey, oh my God, not Dufresne.
Duquesne?
Damar?
Damar, thank
Oh.
you. Hey, Damar, you want to go be pirates? And Damar's like, I don't really have any lines yet. Sure.
Well, really, it was Kira that got him, that helped him get that ship.
Yeah, but then he decided to run with it, which is nuts.
Yeah, they were like, oh, but the Cardassian government isn't into doing the war thing anymore, so I'm gonna go do it on my own.
I feel like I'm gonna say privateer more than pirate, though.
But pirates are fun.
Well, also, privateers need to have a charter from a government, and he technically doesn't.
Well, because he still technically works for the Cardassians. He's just kind of rogue.
Yeah, there's some plausible deniability there, but there's no writ of charter. He doesn't have something from Queen.
There's no writ of charter.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything from Queen Elizabeth the Second.
Oh,
The
Queen
Tapa
Elizabeth.
Council is just incredibly incompetent.
Oh, deeply.
Dysfunctional.
Like, the previous Cardassian government was bad, don't get me wrong, but this replacement is also not good in a different way. They really
Hooray.
need a sensible government.
Was that Chris going again? Okay, I want another one. What one do I want? But here's a nice little moment because I found it fucking amazing. In the Maquis, he gets captured by Maquis. Good title, guys. And that Vulcan bitch tries to mind meld him. Can't do it because Dukat has too
CIA
complex
training.
a mind, and he mocks her during it, and I love it. Like, oh, what's the matter? Is my brain too hard for you? Pussy.
Oh my God.
I don't know what order we're going in anymore. Someone else can go.
I don't know if I really have anything else. I mean, it was all good, But,
I got one. This is from his pirating days, I guess.
Always good.
The time he ferried Cisco and company behind enemy lines to the Klingon fucking...
Oh, that big
Oh, yeah.
whatever it was.
The Who's the Best Warrior
Yeah.
competition.
Is that the one where they were all dressed up as Klingons or
Yeah.
whatever? That's a good one.
Yeah, and it's like it's always One of the things I liked about Dukat is that every now and again he would like team up with the good guys to do something. It was very like, I don't know. I don't even know what to compare it to, but yeah, like every
Ties of Blood and Water, I think the episode title is trying to find. Sorry, my brain needs to write it down, so I need to find it.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, but like every now and again, like he helps him out getting to Klingons. You know, Kira joins him on the excursion to get Zial. Like there's just every now and again he teams up with our heroes, and it's always fun when that happens because he's still a piece of shit when he does it.
But isn't he darling when he gets a rock spike in his ass? I mean,
that
is some good old fashioned fun.
Well, I also like that, he brought them all to the Klingon homeworld, and then it's like, all right, yeah, I'm fucking off now, so
good luck,
have fun.
Have fun storming the
castle. How are we gonna get out of here? You think you're getting out of here? Fucking dipshits.
His whole crazy whatever that was with Kai Wynn in season 7.
Oh, I'm gonna give myself Bajoran cosmetic surgery and just see what happens.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? The Cardassian scheming's been too much. I'm just gonna run with this one.
I mean, that just plays into his whole washboard nose thing.
Oh yeah, no, it does. But
he just loves Ben. He's like, I've never been with an old one.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, I'm sure he has. But he's never been with a priest. That's probably the difference.
That's uncomfortable.
This guy.
But yeah, that whole
everything with the two of them was just fucking hot.
Oh, because they were just so evil together.
They just loved how evil they both were.
It's like
you know what? Let's go power wraith crazy. Okay.
It's like when Sweeney Todd and Mrs. Lovett decide that they're going to really enjoy making assholes into pie. They just engage.
That's just hot dogs.
They just engage with all of their evil, and they rejoice and they dance and they have a wonderful time. And they fuck a lot, apparently, probably.
Really bad movies up to Deep Space Nine and make Cisco watch them. Wait.
Trip is the one that watches a lot of bad movies.
True.
I don't sort of understand.
It's Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh.
But no, I understood that. But what? It doesn't matter.
Just I don't know. For some reason, we talk about how they were being evil together. It just suddenly popped into my head. Because it's a space
so he's like,
station
we'll send them crappy movies. I see. So it's just the way they're bad together. I see.
Yeah.
I'm with you now. I'm here.
Can someone recut the theme song from Mystery Science Theater 3000 with clips from Deep Space Nine to make it look like Dukat is the one that's like forcing
Dr. Forrester?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and DeMar could be TV's Frank.
There you go.
Have we said anything yet about just joining the fucking Dominion?
Oh no, not yet.
Because I think a lot of my things on my list basically I wrote in like the sheer audacity of it. The next one, more audacity here, and this is just the holy shit, the audacity of this decision of, you know what, guys, I need to do more marauding, so I'm gonna do it with the Dominion now.
You might say the sheer fucking audacity.
The sheer fucking hubris.
Well, I think we talked about it at the time, maybe. That, like, that's where he bit off more than he could chew. Like, he thought he could outflank the Dominion. Like, yes, I'll play along for now. And then it's like, oh, I can't actually. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I blame Damar.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayun 3. No, wait, that's the first one we met.
We never met Wayun 3.
We didn't?
We started at 4.
Okay.
And he died immediately.
Yes.
Killed by his own men.
Hoisted by his
Typical
own petard.
Wayun.
Mm-hmm.
Picard.
Hoisted by his own Picard.
Last one, another team up with Cisco, because just every so often Dukat and Cisco are like, can we have a buddy episode? Can we just be buddies for a day? Can we go fuck the shit up for Tom Riker because he's stolen the Defiant? And also for this Obsidian Order bitch that Dukat gets to fucking, like, tell off 15 times. Good for you, buddy.
The opposite of that is when he has to very begrudgingly congratulate Cisco on proving that
the
lightship maybe could have
sail.
made it.
Yeah.
We just so happened to find the remnants.
But then he sets off fireworks for him.
That's true.
Because he's a fun guy.
In his mind, he was really hoping one would just go a little bit off course and blow the thing up.
Yes, not my fault, but I can get away with this.
I don't know. Anyway.
Do right.
So, next week, more Enterprise,
Oh no!
the
Yes.
Council, and Countdown. Because, hey, at least we're getting towards the end of this season.
Countdown.
That don't impress me much.
Yeah. So, yes, follow us on the Facebook and the Tumblr where we, are
Facebook
posting
and Tumble.
things. And your favorite podcasting application. This has been Chris.
This has been Ames.
This has been Caitlin.
And this is always Jay.
Now one of our children must appear and tell us not to order that pizza we wanted. Because the
Gross.
gas would make us sad.
I don't like that.
Those children can try to fucking stop me from eating this pizza.
It's so loud.
It's the loudest pencil we own.
Why do we always buy loud pencils?
I get the ones with the bells on the
I
end.
was saying, it's somehow
and
like
the honk button.
it's an electric pencil that when you write, it like plays Sousa.
You said one word, Caitlin. This is a very long word.
Throw it in the trash.
Okay, this is horrible. It has to
I
stop.
have to leave.
Well, I have to stay because I have to do the intro. Chris has cut all that, thank God.
Post credit.